Thank you, Austin, for that introduction. As he said, my name is Chris Gage, and I would like to talk about the different aspects of the Hillary Clinton speech and what made her speech such an effective speech, along with Tim Kaine. So the three things I would like to do today is use three different resources that I found. The first one is called Techniques to Delivering a Speech with Confidence, and this is by Divine Caroline. A couple things that is in this article is know your material and your audience. Tim Kaine and Hillary Clinton, they definitely know their audience. They have been preaching to them about things that they would like the Democratic Party to be able to do. The people really enjoyed the message. They've been going around the country speaking this to everyone, possible in their party to try to get elected to be the president of the United States. And so they definitely, they know what they've been talking about. They've been doing it for a long time. They're very versed in what they want to say. The audience that was at the concession speech, they were rooting for Hillary and Tim Kaine to win. And so they definitely, it was almost like, talking to a group of family members. I mean, they know exactly what they were trying to accomplish and the situation. Another thing that's in this article is realize that people want you to succeed in your speech. They definitely, Tim Kaine and Hillary, that's what they were there for. The audience wanted them to succeed so bad. But unfortunately, in the concession speech, that was, more or less a thank you for everything that you've done, and move on from here. Another technique is to practice your speech over and over again. Hillary and Tim Kaine again have been going across the country over the past couple months, and they've been practicing every single thing that they've been talking about. So the speech that they're given on this day is going right along with everything that they have been talking about. Another thing with especially Hillary Clinton is she's been a public speaker and been in front of cameras and audiences for probably 30 plus years that she's said that she's been in governmental services or whatnot. But she is a very profound public speaker, so she is definitely used to practicing in front of people. She's had years of experience, and it really showed in her speech and her video. Another thing, one of the techniques to deliver a speech with confidence is to concentrate on the message and not get tied up in emotions and anxieties. She could stand up. She could have stood up there and she could have rant and raved, and she could have yelled at Donald Trump, and she could have blamed one thing or another, but she held back her tears. She got up there with confidence. She wanted to deliver a powerful message to her people to be able to go out and do the things that they have been wanting to do. Just because they did not get voted in as president does not mean that they cannot go out and share their views and continue with their march that they've been trying to spread for the last couple months, and for Hillary especially, again, for many years. Another article that I found was by Nebo Literature. It's called Speech Techniques, and one thing that I really liked about this article that helped me understand better about the Hillary Clinton video that we are using was that nonverbal communication is just as important as verbal communication. She had really good body language that she was able to use. Even Tim Kaine, he had a lot of interesting facial expressions to try to get across to the crowd that they were talking to that they were really heartfelt concern. A lot of their eye contact, you want to make eye contact with your people that you're talking to, because you want them to feel like you are, very engaged in the true meaning of what you're trying to say, is that, you care about them, you are working for them, you're definitely, I guess you would say, trying to keep their attention and get them to understand that you are heartfelt in your meaning and that you care about what you're saying. And again, appropriate facial expressions. They did a very good job in showing concern. Even Hillary had a couple times where it almost looked like she was going to tear up a little bit, but she was able to hold that back. But even the moment that she looked like she was going to become emotional, that was very powerful, because you could really understand that she was heartfelt in what she meant, and she was, truly upset about the situation. But she was also, when she was talking about, she was asking for the young people in the room the young people and the women in the room to know that their dreams do not die here, that they need to continue on, striving for what they believe in, and never let this be a setback. Let this be just a moment in time where they can, maybe as a stumbling block, but that they get up and they keep moving and they strive forward. The last website that I found is called 8 Public Speaking Techniques to Wow Your Audience. And this is from Brian Tracy International. This is a really good website. I'm not going to go over all of them, but there were a couple things that I really enjoyed about reading this article and looking at the Hillary speech and seeing how it was, how the speech was truly effective. Say something right off the bat that connects to your audience. Hillary came out and she immediately started off her speech with the fact that she had contacted Donald Trump in the concession speech or at the end of the presidential race, and told him congratulations, and made sure to make the comment that said he will be the president come January. She was letting everyone know that she had come to that point, that in her speech, that's exactly what she was there for. She was not about to bash him. She was not about to say anything else. That's exactly what she was there for, was to concede to him and to try to give a message of, let's move forward now, let's not look back. Connect with emotion was another in the article. Again, like I said earlier, there were times where she had emotional times. There were times where it looked like she was, very heartfelt and cared about what she was saying, and she cared about the people, and she showed it. Both Tim Kaine, they expressed the appreciation for others that had run with them. Were Mr. and Mrs. President, Tim Kaine and his wife. She definitely shared the emotion of how much it meant for them to be with her. Tell the audience how good they are. She over and over again thanked the audience, thanked the crowd, thanked the people in the cameras, the people in the nation that helped support her. I wrote down, more or less jotted a couple times where she thanked people. Again, she thanked the president, she thanked her family, she thanked Tim Kaine, she thanked the supporters. She even talked about the supporters that even give as little as $5. Those people, even though they didn't, give millions like others did, they still were there for the support. They gave what they could, and they tried as hard as they could, but unfortunately it was not enough for her. Relate to your audience's self-interest. Again, she talked about that's everybody in the room pretty much had the same opinion. They were there for her. They were there for the Democratic Party. But again, she definitely talked about the need for the young people and the need for the women to go forward and to finish their message, to keep going on, to not stop, to keep showing that they definitely do care. Entertain your audience with stories was another point that was made. They did make a couple references to the Bible. They definitely told about a couple different times during the campaign trail. Some things went good, some things went bad. So they tried to make it a little more, they definitely made it personal. Tim Kaine made a couple comments about him and his family that just made it a little more personal. It wasn't so just mundane, we give up, congratulations, but they definitely talked about their experiences, what they learned, what they didn't learn, and it was a good technique. Appeal to your patriotism, loyalty, and personal gain. They talked about, at the end, I know that one real thing that stuck out to me was Hillary Clinton said that she wanted to, pretty much Godspeed and, we love America, pretty much is what she was saying at the end. But just show that she's been in the office for 30 years. Even though some people don't agree with everything that she's done, she's definitely been there to, in governmental eyes and in the Senate, and just trying to do what she can for the country. And then tell the audience exactly what they're going to gain. Again, she spoke out to the people. This is not an end. This is just a beginning to some people's fight. She's been doing this for 30 plus years, and they need to go forward and they need to continue on, because that is their gain from this point. They're not going to gain the presidency at this point. The woman she is not going to be the first lady in the White House as a president. And then they need to continue on, that this dream is not over, and that they just want to go on and do what they can to try to push their message to that what they care about. But I just really wanted to take a minute and use a couple different techniques that I found that show really good speaking techniques and public speaking, and just put it to the way that the Hillary campaign's commencement speech used those techniques and how they were very effective. Thank you very much, and I'll pass it back to Austin.